So, drilling down more into how we're going to generate the annotated bibliography of the Joseph Campbell essay, you're writing an annotated bibliography as if you were going to write the essay. So you will show me, the teacher, that you know where you're going to go, how you're going to get there, and that you have a real focus and you're willing to do the research. That's what the annotated bibliography shows me. However, you don't have to generate a whole new 6 to 8 page essay in the last week of class. That would be totally unfair to you. And I feel that you can best show me that you're actually learning and understanding research and synthesis through the application of an annotated bibliography. So how you'll generate this annotated bibliography is, first and foremost, it's as if you're writing the essay. And the essay is a triple synthesis. It requires 1, a Joseph Campbell source text, 2, a comic book, preferably one of the ones we read in class, and lastly, ideas related to Joseph Campbell or your comic book from the scholarly community. So first and foremost, you need a Campbell source text. I have gone ahead and found chapters from Joseph Campbell's most famous work called The Hero of a Thousand Faces, and I've copied them with permission and put them on the Campus website, and you can access chapters like Atonement with the Father and The Hero and God. These ones I think most relate to the content of the comic books we read in class. Spider-Man, Persepolis, Fun Home deal with the kind of issues these chapters talk about. So you can go ahead and use one of those chapters I've already provided for you. You do not have to hunt these down. You can, if you're more curious and you're intellectually want more, you can do research to find more out about Campbell or find other Campbell source texts. But these need to be source texts. The Action Philosophers Joseph Campbell chapter is not a primary text. It's another writer, Fred Valenti, writing about Joseph Campbell. You can't use that. You have to have a Campbell text. Now you can use Action Philosophers Joseph Campbell as a fourth non-required text if it actually helped you better understand Campbell's theories and you were actually like, oh, if I was going to write this essay, I would give a shout out to Action Philosophers because I better understand Campbell because of them. You can go ahead and add that. You're not limited to only 3 citations in the annotated bibliography, but you must have 3, and it's these 3. A Campbell text, a comic from this class, preferably Spider-Man, Fun Home, Persepolis. You can go rogue, but please run that by me if you're going to use another comic book that you're bringing Joseph Campbell's theories into. And then lastly, you need a scholarly article. And you're doing a triple synthesis, right? These 2, you're doing a pure synthesis. Something from Campbell's theory, right? And then you're going to do a Venn diagram and find something specific from your text. And so then, just like Fun Home, you'll have a synthesis thesis with 2 whats and a how. Something from Campbell, something from the comic, and then the resonant how. The resonant how in a synthesis essay is really what glues the essay together. It really helps your reader see how you're mixing Campbell and the comic. It's all the how. Now, that's your thesis, and so this will be explored would be explored in every paragraph of this potential essay. So when you go ahead to write that annotated bibliography, and I explained this in the other video, you say things like, in my essay, I would have discussed Campbell's idea of atonement with the Father and how that relates to Spider-Man and his relationship with Uncle Ben, blah, 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 blah. That's kind of how you would start to reflect and summarize within the annotation paragraphs. You would talk about the essay you would write. Scholarly article is not key to the annotated bibliography. It's not a topic. It's not a thesis. It's just one argument in one paragraph, right? So if you remember, essays are hierarchical thinking, right? You have one thesis, you have multiple topics, and then each topic has multiple arguments, right? They're all the same thing, they're your ideas. These 2, Campbell and the comic, they're part of your thesis. And so all of your topics would come from that. The scholarly article, it only needs to be related to one argument. It's not the most important thing in the idea of the Campbell essay at all. But you would have to just bounce your ideas against someone else's that already exists in the scholarly community This is what someone else has said about Campbell. This is what someone else has said about Spider-Man, just to show the world that you understand that your voice is one among many and you can find your place in it. Hopefully that explains the Campbell Annotated Bibliography a little bit more, right? This is as if you were writing the essay, right? You're going to need a thesis, so you're going to have to understand this, and you will definitely have those 3 citations. We'll talk about this a lot more in class, but I want you guys to be a lot more prepared and knowledgeable of what's exactly required about you in the final portfolio. And we're getting really close to wrapping this all up, and I wish you the best of luck and happy writing.